talking about all this. I got to figure out. Okay, how you doing? First of all, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks.
Good. All right. And I'm wondering, do you have a card that says Best Actor? Do you do you put it on your voicemail? Hey, wait. Sorry, yeah, Rich Casey. By the way, I don't know if you saw Manchester by the Sea or won Best Actor, but leave a message and I might call you back or have my people call you back.
That's a good idea. I should get a card. I didn't have a card before, so now I feel like it would be a little weird to have one after. But they do give you a little metal trophy, so you get to keep that thing, and which I gave to my kids. And
where do your kids have it? Are they playing with it right now? Are they playing like an action figure or something like that?
I found it a couple of weeks later in like the corner of the room with a wet towel on it, so I took it back. Yeah.
So now, what was that like, though? Seriously, congratulations, and just the whole process of going through that, of filming the movie, putting all your work into it, and then hearing your name called on the biggest stage. I just wonder what that was like for you.
It was a little bit surreal. It really wasn't something I was expecting. I grew up watching Denzel Washington and all these other people who had been nominated, and I just thought they should have won. But so it was a little bit of a surprise, and but it's a great group of people, and when you look out on the stage, you see all those faces. It really was it was an honor. But I got to say, this is a much bigger honor being here, and I mean that. And throwing out the first pitch at the game. I used to work at Fenway Park, and it was the only way I'd get to see games was sneaking in. We worked outside and we jumped the turnstile and we'd watch a few innings. And so being here tonight is a really big deal, and I can't think of a better occasion to be here for than the Jimmy Fund.
How many first pitches have you had under your belt in your career? Any? You must have. You've never thrown out a first pitch? Not just here, anywhere.
Anywhere, no.
Are you nervous?
I once threw out one pitch and got yanked from the game in Little League. I don't know if that counts.
It would have happened at the Red Sox game Sunday night, too, if John had been able to yank his pitcher when he wanted to.
So have you been practicing this? Do you have any strategy? What are you going to do?
I feel ready. My arm was probably more ready when I was 12 years old, but the rest of me feels prepared. My heart's in it, and wherever the ball goes, I'll be happy with it.
Casey, one of us, I'm not saying any names, but one of us has thrown out a first pitch here and bounced it.
I did bounce.
So if you want advice, on what to do,
yeah.
What was your excuse? You're not used to the mound, or what?
None. I mean, it was just I choked. That was all. I just choked.
People in the crowd are just being disrespectful. He couldn't focus.
You guys are just trying to get in my head right now.
Not at all.
Now, do you get a chance to follow the fortunes of this team all summer long? I mean, you're working, you're busy usually, but you get to follow along and see how they're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I watch whenever I can and follow when I can, and I love the Red Sox. I mean, it's really my favorite team. I was trying to describe to somebody what it meant, the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Pats and everything, to people who grew up here. There's no doubt it's the best sports city in the world, and the equation is that if you count up the banners and the rings and the cups and multiply that by the amount of love that the people here have for their teams, that's the equation, and Boston wins. So whether I follow every game, through the summer or not, they're in my heart.
I'm going to ask you an unfair question. It's tough. You got a lot to choose from here. All the championships the Boston sports teams have won in the 21st century. What is your favorite one?
2004.
2004, just because I want to hear you. I won't give you the answer.
I mean, I had never seen a World Series. I had never seen them win, and my son had just been born, and I just felt like everything was turning around. I was like, I got a kid. The Sox win. It's going to be finally reach that point in my life where all the good things start happening. Then my kid became a teenager, and the Sox started losing a little bit again.
Now, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial spot on SNL, how much of that was your idea? Was that written already for you, or did you? I feel like you probably had a lot of ideas for that.
I had a lifetime of ideas for that.
I was going to say, was that you? Or
I think those writers are great, and everyone in SNL, they have a lot of good ideas of their own, as you might imagine. But I showed up, and they said, we're thinking about doing something maybe set in Dunkin' Donuts. Do you have any ideas, things that might happen there, characters you might meet? I said, I got one or two. Let's give it a shot.
That might be the.
That was amazing.
I was telling you, one of my favorite SNL skits ever. I mean, just like some of the nonverbal stuff that was happening
When you're
there.
smoking outside, you're standing outside smoking outside. I laugh every single time I see that. It's amazing.
Right.
You know, after he did that, Dunkin' Donuts sent me a gift card of $50.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Only 50?
Only 50. I said, if you guys knew how much money I'd spent at Dunkin' Donuts over the years, now you're going to send me a $50 gift card.
They should have sent you more just for the shot at Starbucks at the end. That's worth at least a $200 gift card. Come on.
Now, I will tell you a true story. You probably don't know this, but there was an Affleck who stuck Dale and Holly in a movie once.
Oh, yeah.
Our
What a
voices.
mistake.
Yeah, these two guys.
Our
Believe
voices.
that?
They did use a piece of this talk show
In the town.
in the town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and Ben he wrote to the radio station. He had heard us talking, and he knew exactly which part he wanted and what we were talking about. And it's a very short, but don't blink because you'll
7
miss us.
seconds.
It's about 7
You timed
seconds.
it?
7 seconds.
But we're in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you have to audition for it?
No, they just asked for the. We did get
That
paid
son
though.
of a gun. He made me audition for one of his
We got
movies.
paid
Yeah.
Unreal.
though. We didn't do
Got there.
anything. We got paid anyway.
But I feel like the movie wouldn't have been the same without those combined, like 14 seconds. I think the movie would have gone
That's
in another
true.
direction.
You took it over the edge there.
Now there's a rumor. Now I'm sure you don't like being asked about your brother, but there's a rumor that he is not going to be in the standalone Batman movie. I thought he was a tremendous Batman. I don't know if you have any insight on that.
I thought he was an okay Batman. As far as he was great. He was great. He's a hero, so he had something to channel and work with there. But he's not going to do that movie, I don't think.
Breaking
Sorry to
news.
say.
You've broken.
You
Is
broke my heart.
that breaking news? I was just kind of making that up.
I will take it. I heard it from Casey Affleck. I'm going to tweet that out, and I heard it here first. So that is sad news. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover, but okay, fine. I thought he was very good. Would you like to maybe take his place?
I don't think so.
What about superhero movies? Would you get in on one of those? That's where the money is. I feel
They're all
like.
taken. Now the
That's
superhero movies
true.
that are coming out, like guys you never heard of, and the Swamp Thing, and you just no. Maybe if they found one for me,
All right.
make the kids happy.
What's your experience like when you're here in terms of being recognized? I mean, is it strange? Do people come up to you and say, "Hey," or is it just, "Hey, here's a guy. He's from here. We're just gonna give him his space"?
That doesn't happen a lot.
That doesn't happen?
Not to give here's a guy, I'm going to give him his space. But it varies, I guess. Most people are great about it. I've shot a few movies here, so the experience working here is more or less that you get a very warm, friendly reception on day one of shooting, and on day two of shooting, people are hanging around the edge of set going like, "You think you're special, guy? Hey, guy, you think you're special? Go back to Hollywood." So I like to just soak it in on day one and try to ignore it on day two.
Well, I do want to say I want to pat myself on the back because
great.
I saw you out one time with my wife saw you first. We saw you in Cambridge at a Chinese restaurant. So we're walking out at this Chinese restaurant, and my wife says, "Oh, by the way, we were like 2 minutes away. That was Кейси Аффлек." I turned around, let me go, jump on him. So yeah, but it was just like you had gone in and you got your food and you walked out and you're walking around Cambridge like it was no big deal. I was thinking, wow, that must be cool, but you're telling me that was just an
No, most of the time nobody recognizes me. Is the truth. I mean, I just walked right over here. I think I saw one guy go like, "Was that Casey?" and then he kind of carried on.
Let me tell him something.
He didn't break his stride. He was like, "I think it was Casey."
What's next? What do you got working on now?
I have a movie coming out with none other than Roy Hobbs, Robert Redford himself, and called The Old Man and the Gun. It'll be out sometime next year.
What about the ghost story? I was reading about this. Were you wearing a sheet while you were filming this? Is that
Yeah,
true?
that's true.
What is?
I guess you didn't see it.
Well, not yet. I'm on. It's in my
Very
queue.
supportive.
It's in my
Buddy.
queue.
Not yet.
What was that like?
That was a lot of fun. Sometimes you get tired, you can slip the other guy into the sheet and go take a break. It was a sort of a really beautiful little movie, but yeah, I play someone who dies, a quarter way into the movie, and then he's a ghost, and they decided to do it just under a sheet, which was fine with me.
You going to go warm up at all before you throw tonight? You're going to.
I mean, I don't want to be one of those guys who bounces it.
No,
what I mean?
no. We already know one of those. Those are the worst kind of guys.
No, I don't think they're going to let me warm up.
They got to
Go
let
out there
you do
cold.
something. Well, we'll be watching because I was going to go home, but I'm going to hang around now just to see first pitch to see if somebody else bounces it. Probably not.
And you're used to this. The music playing, it's like they do it to Oscars, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're playing you off.
It's time to
It's time
like,
to go.
oh, here
You
comes
go.
the music. They're telling us to get out of here.
Casey,
All right.
thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
a lot.
by here and loaning your presence to all of this, and we really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
And for the breaking news. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Casey
Thanks,
Affleck
guys.
joining us. We're going to continue on. The phone lines stay open. 877-738-1234. 877-738-1234.